Welcome back to another exciting episode of Hopped Up Your Review. Today, we're going to be trying the 2024 Black Belle Imperial Stout from Blackstone Brewing Company out of Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for joining us.
Black Belle, you do it so well. Black Belle, you ring like a spell. One kiss, I fall, no warning at all. Black Belle, you do it so well.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Your Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. Back to do that once again. There's Jay, there's Andy in the attic. I'm Ben. What are we drinking today?
Black Belle
All right.
Imperial Stout, bourbon barrel aged. Been trying to warm it up.
Yeah. You got to do a better job of being like, hey, we're going to be drinking an Imperial Stout tonight. Take it out of the fridge.
I took mine out before I swapped messages with y'all, but in case that was the instance, but it ended up being the case anyway. So that is thick.
Andy,
You're on mute.
Oh, man. Amateur hour.
So unprofessional.
Yeah.
He's just talking to himself.
Just normal Andy over there.
Normally. I was just saying, I was looking up the time at which I texted which beer we're having, and I was like, oh, it's only 10 minutes ago. So
Wouldn't make much difference.
I'm surprised that Ben bought this one.
Why?
Just him.
Doesn't have enough coffee.
I'm intrigued. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
That was a titillating statement, Jay.
Well, sometimes Ben doesn't like all the bourbon barrel aged.
It really depends on me, honestly.
I know.
So I got to try it to know, I mean.
Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Back into that thing.
All right. The Black Belle Imperial Stout, the 2024 Black Belle Imperial Stout. Reason being, it is a yearly limited release, released on Black Friday. Yearly. This one is 11%. It's a collaboration with Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery, also known for making Belle Mead. This beer is aged in bourbon barrels, Greenbrier Distillery bourbon barrels, Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery bourbon barrels for over 8 months. And then they also say on the side of the bottle that it has continued to mature in the bottle, developing complex flavors and aromas over time. I don't know what continuing to mature means. I guess it's just like if you cellar it in that sense.
So there are different variations of it as well, right?
Yes, there are. They a cinnamon variant in 2024. Different years might have different variations. So 2024 also has a cinnamon variant.
And a coffee variant.
Maple variant is one I saw, an old fashioned. It's another one, but it has notes of bourbon, oak, and dark chocolate in the aromas. Dark chocolate, coffee beans, toasted marshmallows, booze. That's what they said. I'm not just picking those up automatically. I'm not that good. Not that good. All right. Blackstone Brewing Company out of Nashville, Tennessee. It's a microbrewery founded in 1994. We already reviewed one of theirs. The St. Charles?
St. Charles.
Yep. Yeah. That's a big award winner. So they the brewery opened as a brew pub on New Year's Eve, 1994. However, their restaurant closed in 2016, and then they opened the tap house at the main brewery facility. You may recall one of the founders being a CPA who learned homebrewing and recruited the brewmaster who wrote the homebrewing books that he had learned from. And they opened it after the change in Tennessee law allowed for the brew pubs. So 2013 New Yorker magazine revealed that Blackstone was the fastest growing brewery in America from 2011 to 2012, with the growth rate of 1,190%. We thought that was an interesting info. The brewery is built on the original tract of land that was home to Nashville's first brewery, Nashville Porter and Ale Brewery, which was founded in 1815. Which we recently did Nashville Lager, and it was that history buff guy who was like, he wanted to start back up one of the original recipes from Nashville Brewery. He just loved the history of it, and he did it actually contracting through Blackstone.
That's right.
But what I find interesting, it was that specific Nashville brewery. Why not the first brewery that which Blackstone is built on, which was the Nashville Porter and Ale Brewery? Why not dig up, unless there was just a dead end there? I don't know. It just got my mind wandering, when I was researching this. So.
You're obviously not the history buff that he is.
I honestly am. Some people don't have that type of time. The microfiche is not part of my daily practice.
Yep.
Well, you mean everything's done on the internet? You can't use a chatbot for that?
Well,
could, but then some community is losing their water.
What was the ABV on this one?
11%.
Wow. Okay.
Of course, some of their other variants were much higher. I saw some that were 13, maybe 14, Andy?
Yeah, it's some.
It varies year by year.
Varied variants.
By the taste or whatever the flavor is. Their maple one, they didn't put it in bourbon barrels. They put it in maple barrels.
Oh, wow.
I wonder why they called it maple.
All right. I'm going to assume nobody's had this one. And I'll jump in and go first. I will say that we need to get back and have AI watch all our videos. And calculate who goes first. What's the order?
Oh gosh,
Jay would be 67% of the time.
I'm about to say, yeah.
No, not even AI watch our videos.
We will shut down a data center. It's like we quit. Yeah. We think for ourselves now, and we don't want any part of this.
Yeah, it will unplug itself from power. But no. So for me, this one is really all dark chocolate. I was definitely thinking chocolate when you said it, both on the nose and the taste. It is heavy chocolate to me. To me, it doesn't drink 11. That's why I was asking to make sure I'd heard that right. I mean, it has a boozy flavor to it, but I don't think 11. I thought that was a little higher than I was expecting. So, all in all, I think it's really good for those reasons. So I like it. I think it's an 8 for me. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's when you pour something out this dark and this heavy, you would think of it being thicker. To me, it drinks thin. It's like you said, I guess not as boozy for something that would be 11%. It could be kind of sneaky on you if you want. I get the dark chocolate like you. I get the bourbon. You can tell it's a bourbon barrel beer for sure, barrel aged. It's interesting to me. They only aged it 8 months, I think is what you said, Andy, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, some of these we see they go 12, 18, 24 months. So it's one of the shorter time periods. But it might be because they're trying to do their annual release on those and they got to get time to acquire them and brew and do everything else. So it could be just a staging thing to get it released every Black Friday. I do love the marketing standpoint of that, where they put it out every Black Friday, and the name. I get a bit on the first couple of sips. I got a bit of coffee on the back end. I don't know if it was mixed with that dark chocolate, but it was a little bit of bitter, kind of that coffee-ish flavor. It's gone now, but all in all, I think it's a really good beer for something out of Nashville. We don't see a lot of strong beers out of there historically. So I'm gonna rate it an 8 as well. I think they did a good job with it, and it's one that I'd throw in the fridge for one of those maybe cool winter nights by the fire or something like that.
Yeah, and you mentioned the timing too, the Black Friday. I failed to mention I bought this one probably about a day or two after Black Friday 2025. So I got the, obviously the version from the previous year. Didn't see the 2025 version yet. So, but
it
I think
ages well. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
they say. You can cellar it and let it age.
Andy,
The first impression of this is rich. It is really rich and sweet. And it is, when you ask the ABV, it's heavy in the sense it doesn't feel like alcohol heavy. It feels thick sweetness heavy, like that chocolatey sense. A little bit, a touch of booze. But all in all, it's a really good Imperial Stout. I'm with you all on the rest. I give it an 8.0. I like it.
I really want to try the maple now. But I know it's
Oh
got
no,
maple
like the
berries.
2025 version had a coconut.
Ooh. Coconut.
Yeah, they had a coconut version.
Dang.
They had a coffee, a coconut, and a regular in 2025.
That is going to be an 8.0 for the Black Belle Imperial Stout from Blackstone Brewing Company, Nashville, Tennessee, 2024 version. Thank you, Jay. Definitely, if I think we would say if you find this release or any of the others, give it a shot. Let us know what you think about it. If you've had it, let us know down in the comments. If you've had any of the variants, which ones do you like? Which ones do you not like? Give us all that information. We require it. With that, be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. Check out all our links down below for Hopped Up Beer Review merch, Hopped Up Beer Review Discord, some other things. Check them out. And we will see you on the next one. For Andy in the Attic and Jay, I'm Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers.
Black Belle.